Steve in Texas says, I think it would be good if Clark talked about the national debt versus deficit. How concerned should we be about each? It seems like they keep on raising the ceiling on the debt all the time without any concern.
So the false political battles that go on in Washington about raising the debt limit just harm the nation in financial markets, harm us ultimately as individuals, as it potentially makes it more difficult for the United States to fund its long-term debt. The debt comes from the budget deficits that we're running each year. I am so upset that Americans of any political stripe do not care today about the fact that we deficit spend. Drives me crazy. In your own household, if you spend money you don't have, eventually you end up broke. What it does to a country is it makes us weak. We face significant challenges in the world from countries that don't like us. And we cannot afford to be in a position where we're running these massive, massive budget deficits each year. We need to grow up, and we need politicians who have the guts to tell us that this is a danger to our national security, that we are running such large budget deficits each year. Here's the problem. Politicians like handing out the candy, but they don't want to talk about the cavities the candy causes. When we run these large budget deficits, it creates a debt burden on the country that must be serviced. Who do we sell that debt to? You know, one of the biggest holders of our debt? The communist Chinese. And do we want to owe the communist Chinese trillions of dollars? No, we don't. And so, not the Chinese people, I'm talking about the Chinese dictatorship, the communist dictatorship. And so the deficit really matters because we are paying out more to people with promises the politicians are making to them than we're collecting tax for those promises. We either need to reduce the promises and what the government spends to what we bring in, or we need to, I have to say the word, another cuss word on our show. We have to increase the taxes we pay for the benefits that we want government to give us. We cannot have a free lunch. You either pay for it or you put less food on the plate. And so far, the American people aren't willing to hear that. And this is why, even though I thought from a young child I was going to run for office, I could never get elected even dog catcher, because I will always be willing to tell you what you don't want to hear about what I really feel, and that is we need to be a more mature country and culture and take responsibility for the financial decisions that we make as a nation.